my dear friend Alice Moore. She is an inspirational speaker and health coach, and she's been my friend for a few years and my coach for a few years. She is amazing. She also has a radio show and does a lot of amazing things here in San Francisco. Wonderful lady. So I'm going to actually move it over to her and let you speak a little bit about yourself.
Thanks for having me. I love my show because she's talking about being healthy and being optimistic. And one of the things that helped me in my life get healthy and happy was changing what I ate and changing the way that I ate. And so what I do is I teach people about food and healing. I teach them what foods help change the body and help heal the body. And also that how we eat is equally as important as what we eat. So being mindful about eating. And that is something that has radically changed my life and hundreds of people that I've counseled and coached and taught about. And it's no big secret, right? If you eat crappy food and we're sick and we have stomach aches, we're not going to feel good. So that's what we're here to inspire you about, is eating well, and what does that mean, and what is good food and what isn't good food, and how we can get the food that's right for us, because we're all so very different. There's no one diet that's going to be right for everybody. So really finding what's right for you and becoming empowered so that you feel happy. No stomach aches, no disease, and just more and more Maya is coming out about this, about how profound it is. And my job as a teacher, I think, and as a healer, is just to help facilitate that process, because most of you watching this are probably conscious and probably know what's working, what's not working, and maybe need to make some changes, but aren't inspired or feeling overwhelmed by all the information. So I try to simplify it for people, and also have a little bit of sense of humor about it. And food is actually not that serious. Like we saw in your station, there are so many things going on that are really serious in the world. And I think this is a way for each of us to change ourselves. It seems small, but it's actually huge. If we start eating more of the earth and more nature and really getting conscious, like, wow, that food, I don't want to be too dramatic, but maybe, hurts people or is coming from a place that isn't in harmony with the earth. If we all start to become mindful of that, we're making change, not just within ourselves, feeling good in our bodies, being healthy in our own little lives, but we're really impacting
the world. And to continue with that strain of mind, if you're eating from the earth and healthy and your stomach is feeling good and you're happy, think about how it resonates to the rest of the world. So like for me, personally, when I started eating much healthier, I've always been very healthy, but like I went to another level and I started really investigating what is going on with my body and started being really conscious about it. I've become happier. Because once my body is with harmony with what it eats, I'm with harmony with myself. I'm more positive. So if I'm more positive, then the world's more positive. So actually, how we eat, what we eat, and especially if we're eating a lot from the earth, like we were discussing Michael Pollan before. Michael Pollan.
What are his three main things?
Three main things.
It's, oh no, I forget. Eat food, mostly plants.
Yes.
Not too much. No, it's eat food, not too much, mostly plants.
Yeah. And the idea is that food is also a big question. What is food?
Right.
And for him, food, and he says it as something that like your grandmother or great-grandmother, depending on your age, will recognize this as food. And we're saying that Snickers bars, Fruit Loops, they don't look like food. Lucky Charms. So anything that you know that your grandmother or great-grandmother would recognize as food is real food. Eat a lot of that, or not a lot of meat, but eat a lot of vegetables.
Right.
Then it's okay here and there to have something small that you like to. I don't like the reward idea, but the indulgence is actually a better idea.
Right, something you enjoy. Yeah. I mean, a dear friend of mine and I were talking, who have done this work for many years, about rather than good food, bad food, rather than reward, punishment, this idea of just how does food affect my body? What's true for you? For example, if I eat a bunch of ice cream, I feel tired. Mostly. It feels good going down and I get a little buzz from the sugar, but then I feel tired. So if I need to speak to a group of people or counsel a bunch of people in a day, eating a bunch of ice cream, the facts just simply are I'm not going to feel as good. It doesn't mean I'm a bad person.
There's no food police.
There's no,
I love that. There's no food police.
You won't get arrested,
yeah.
and there's no food heaven.
No.
Or there's no food hell. Betterly.
But it's actually bringing it back to the power of now. How do you feel right now in your body? If that food maybe you feel not that great, maybe you need to be very truthful with yourself and go, the truth is, for me especially, bread doesn't make me feel good. So if bread doesn't make me feel good, why would I do that to myself? So if self-discipline is self-love, if you look at that into an optimistic way, I'm not saying, oh my God, bread is evil and that's it. And it's more, bread doesn't resonate with me anymore and wheat doesn't resonate with me. So why would I do that to myself? If I love myself, I give my body things that will make it happy and not things that will make it sick. And if you come from that approach, which is the optimist positive approach, is a much easier way to say no to bread because it's not helping me.
So I think what we're talking about is food. What you eat can make you happy. It can raise your vibration. It can totally change your attitude. It can give you a body that is balanced and free and happy and working well, so that we can go on in the earth and do all the other fun things we're here to do, and not have to be sick all the time. So it's a very powerful thing to learn for yourself, and there's so many resources.
Yeah, so. And you can always email me or find resources or find Alice Moore. What is your radio show on which station?
Well, my website is Alice Moore Health. So just my name, AliceMooreHealth.com.
More with an E.
More with an E, Moore.
Yeah.
And the radio show is featured on Stacy TV. That's STACEY TV.com. And also something called EnergyTalkRadio.com. One word. My show is called Coffee Meditations.
I love that.
So it's got a little sense of humor to it. And coffee meditations, the idea is that if you're drinking coffee and you think that's bad, you can still meditate. It's this idea of how we eat is just as important as what we eat.
It's almost it's almost a non-duality idea.
In a way, it's becoming that.
Yeah, it's a non-duality idea.
It's true.
Yeah, that you can you can have both. You can still embrace both. I mean, this is something that I work as an optimist a lot. How do you get that wonderful bird's eye view, maybe divine view of the world where you can have both and contain both and not say, oh, this is bad and this is good, but more how do we can actually make it better for everybody.
Yeah. And there's an idea, like you were saying before, that food is bad, that some food is bad and some food isn't, and who are we to say? Like my grandmother ate lots of bread.
Yeah.
I don't know if that impacted her mood or, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But that was what she did. So again, who's to say?
Yeah, exactly.
Who's to say?
We can say actually what feels good in our body. That's I mean, the only truth in the end is your own truth. It's true. So thank you, Alice.
Thank you for having me. I love talking about this.
Yeah, so we'll bring you over again.
All right, great.
Yeah, and thank you. And this was Maya from the Worldwide Good News.